going to show you how to install our electrical wire harness for the Prowler for all our lighting that we've made. We've got a cool little on-off switch remote. We're going to show you how to tie this right into the fuse box. So let's get started. First thing we're going to do is just kind of clean off this little spot here, because that's where we're going to mount our electronics module. We're going to clean that off with a little alcohol. Your kit's going to come with a little pen like this. You're going to break that, allow some of that fluid to soak up on the tip, and then you're just going to kind of wet this here. And what this is doing is going to make sure that the control module, which has this double phase tape, stays stuck in that area. That's why you're prepping it like that. So once that's prepped, I'm just going to go ahead and mount this like so. Squeeze that on, and that's how that goes on. Now we're just going to ask you to poke a little hole into your cover for the electrical wire, and that's going to go right just above. So take it off for a second. Once you've got your hole like that, you'll take a little pair of wire dikes and cut yourself a notch. And this will allow you to leave your wire connected and allow you to open and close the lid. Just like that. Now, once that's done, I'm going to ask you to borrow one of your fuses, and it looks like the most harmless one will be your 15 amp hazard fuse. It's this one right here. Pull that out. You're going to take that fuse and stick it into this neat little connector that we've got here. And what that's going to do is just borrowing the power lead. This is just going to be a small 3 to 5 amp fuse. Actually, this one's a 10 amp fuse for all the lighting. And you just plug this back in. Okay. Now you just kind of move your wire out of the way like that, and you can put your lid back on. Just like that. Now, we've set this up so that you've got a little ground wire right here. You know what you're going to do is you're going to loosen the bolt that attaches the fuse box, because it's on a steel bracket and that's grounded. So you're just going to take this and reattach it just like so. Now, these two leads are for front lighting. In this particular application, we're going to have an illuminated grill, and we're going to have an illuminated radiator cover. So we're going to trace those wires and use these connectors for that. The main harness, we're going to lead this all the way up to the center of the motor. This is going to give you electrical power for your plenum cover and your two valve covers. Okay, now that this is done, and that's as simple as that, your unit's going to come with this neat little remote, and this is the remote on and off. That's electronic. Okay, so now, make sure that's off. We're going to kind of manipulate the harness underneath the brake booster. Okay. And you want to go underneath all of these tubes and these hoses, just so that the harness is not in your face and you can't see it. So we'll tuck it underneath like so. Right? Now, your kit's going to come with a couple of zip ties, so you're going to want to secure all this. So we're going to bring the harness up, and you want to secure this with a zip tie. You just don't want to leave it hanging there, because you've got your steering column rotating in there. You want to make sure this isn't going to get bound up. So just kind of zip tie that like that, and that will keep it safe. And then we're just going to work it all the way so that it comes underneath your air tube. Just like that. I'll sneak under this guy too. Now you have an electrical connection for your valve covers. Wiring here somewhere. Get it set up. Your plenum cover. So this is a nice, neat little intersection. You're going to want to zip tie that to this main hose. Just going to kind of bring this up like so. And this one's also important because you have your throttle linkage here, and you got a couple of moving parts. So you want to make sure that that wire isn't going to get bound up anywhere. Take your dikes, cut off your excess zip. And the last but not least, we're going to ask you to zip tie it right to your main tube. This will give you a safe and secure electrical connection for all the lighting we're doing. That's how you install that.